Beatty. Mic check. There we go. Ricardo Darren. Not Bobby Darren. Not the singer. Hiccups again. It's me hot chocolate. Repeating on me. Who's a pretty. You cold, birdie? You're all fluffed up. Are you sleeping? Ricardo Darren. Somewhere beyond the sea, somewhere waiting for me. Oh, why is the ratio out? Who did that? Restore box. My lover stands on open sands and watches the ships that go sailing. Somewhere beyond the sea, Brian Campbell, she's there watching for me. There's trolls on the internet. I'll bet that they all fret when we discovered forensic truths about skeletons. Where is that? Picky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let's have a look at them. Do. We've been culling trolls this week. I don't know how many people I've deleted and blocked on different platforms. What you saying that Twitter? I think I must have killed them all. I must have already done all the accounts in. Or they just sit quietly like a good little troll. That's right, you sit in that corner, little troll. You got nothing to say. If you did, you'd post pictures and proof. But you ain't got none. That's what we should do with all of them. Start with a gate video and a face video of yourself, and then produce the evidence and see if any of it matches you and the celebrity in question. Because I've covered 14,000 wonderful celebrities have been through my meme mincer, and there's nothing left of them. All you got to do is discover that picture there, a gate. That's all you need. It's as simple as ABC. And in an instant you know whether you're looking at a boy or a girl. Even if you can't tell by looking at the face. And a lot of people can't. They have problems with it. I did also at the beginning. It was terrible. Absolutely hated the FTMs. I could not see the FTMs. But then it all just started to slot together like a glove, like a jigsaw puzzle. But the most crucial, the platinum marker, are the hips and gait. One causes the other. A reaction from one to the other. Q angles, baby. Who would have known in the first part of the 21st century mankind would become aware of skeletal anomalies? Debias. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Somewhere beyond the sea, somewhere waiting for me, my lover stands on golden sands and watches the ships that go sailing. Dun, dun, dun. Boom, someone's awake. Got himself giggling. What's that flamingo? What's this one? Oh, look at that. You look like a ballerina. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Riccardo Darin. Italiano. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. There we go. My lover stands on golden sands and watches the ships that go sailing. Yeah. It's messing with my feng shui. We'll have to that one first. Let's make it a little bit bigger. Yes. Somewhere beyond the sea, she's there watching for me. That's better. What's up, Balkan? Many blessings. Many blessings to you, the wife, and it's Casey, right? Many blessings to you and the family. I'm still jousting with Satan. Until this ride's over. And then I get to go meet him, don't I? God. It makes my heart flutter. It's almost like being in love. Not quite. It is like well, it is. I'm in love with God, but it's a different kind, you know. Riccardo Darin. Riccardo Darin. Riccardo Darin. There we go. Italiano. Somewhere beyond the sea, she's there watching for me. Oh, that scared me. I lost the live screen for a second. I was like, ah. Where's that gone? Right. Sweet. Well, I never knew that. There's a thing on Twitter where it says, how old are you when you found this out? And you know, like a measuring jug. A measuring jug. Well, if you hold it not by the handle but just grip it and pour it, the handle becomes a spout. I never knew that. I've just learned it. I'm 50 years old. That's the first time I've learned that information. Right, where are we? Dang it, I forgot to clean up the desktop. Ricardo, where are you? Ricardo, Daddy. Oh, he looks like Martin Short. That's who he looks like. Oh, I was thinking about it last night. Who does he look like? Who does he look like? I couldn't think of it. And then boom, it's Ricardo. It's Martin Short. The bee sting. Right. I don't want a penis picture. Where is it? There it is. Somewhere beyond the sea, she's there. Is that 6? That is 6 times the female gate. I'll just change that. It's all of them, no exceptions, and tweet. There we go, and that was a Facebook request, so let's post it on FB and all. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Ricardo Darren. Where did I just put? Oh yeah, desktop. Dickhead, looking in the back file. Looking in the back file. There it is. By request, Ricardo Darren. Oh, that's lagging a bit. Sort it out. Lettuce liquor. Come here. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Yep. Right, I'll come back to that later. Back to you guys. There we are. Brother, I lost my wife to a heart attack in February. Oh man. Wait. Didn't your wife have the name USMC wife? Was that not their account? Am I thinking of someone else, Bolt Gun? Maybe that's someone else. I always thought that was your missus, Bolt Gun. Or is my memory wrong? It's not often my memory's wrong. Right, downloads. Delete. I'm so sorry for your loss, Bolton. Mrs. Bolton. Right, okay. For a second there, I thought someone had been in the room trolling because they came in the other, well, maybe a week or two ago. And I was like, 10 hoop! Yeah, hoop! Like that. Thinking it was your wife, but it's not. It must be someone else's wife. Oh, I'm so sorry. I was gonna say next time that person comes in, I was gonna ban them. I'm sorry for your loss, BG. You know you're gonna see her again, right? You know you're gonna see her again, dude. Somewhere beyond the sky, it's not space, NASA light. Da, 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 da. Heaven, Bolton. We'll meet again. Don't know where. Don't know when. Heaven. I know when. Heaven. If I make it, Bolton, I'm coming over to your place in heaven, and your wife can cook me a meal, and we'll all sit down and we'll have a good old hearty chinwag. Da da da. Jiddu Krishnamurti. I can't believe I hadn't done this one. It's such a big name. Could have sworn I'd done it. Maybe I didn't. It's in the back file. I never got to it. Oh, look at that. Even the bag's under the eyes. Somewhere beyond the sea. That's the one thing, right, Bolton, that's really a miracle in itself, just wonderful to know that God's real, is that everyone we loved, my mum, my dad, my auntie, my nana, my friends that have passed, they're all in good, safe hands, right? They lied to us about it all. Now they get to know the truth and waiting to meet us again. Jiddu Krishnamurti. Oh, forensics. What a beautiful, beautiful picture that is. Footprints and all. Let me just get his name. Jiddu Krishnamurti. Yeah. Jiddu Krishnamurti. That's him. That just deserves to be a picture all by itself, that does. Where are you? Come here. Dun, 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 dun. There goes sailing. Right. Actually, I could do that one there as well. Do, 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 do. Dun, 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 dun. There it is. Let's add that one to Facebook. Jiddu Krishnamurti. Paste. Dun, 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 dun. Bum, 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 bum. There goes say. Hello, Joe Daniels. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Dun, 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 dun. I want those footprints. I want to put them in. No, we just go for the gate. That's what we came for. That bad boy right there. What should we say? Bad girl. Someone asked me yesterday, what do I think the 144,000 is? I honestly don't know. I was thinking about only 144,000 pure souls getting to heaven. That's not a lot of people out of all the people ever created in earth, or on earth, should I say. That's not really a vast amount of people, is it? I saw a nice theory, but I don't, because I don't really believe in DNA now. I just think they've made it up. I find it would make common sense that half of you comes from your mother and half of you comes from your father, right? The egg and the sperm become an amalgamation, and you get a blend of the two families, which is why you either look like your mother or your father. 72,000 strands from your mother, 72,000 strands from your father. I don't know how they know this. When that comes together, you get 144,000 strands. Do you think the Bible's referring to the people who didn't mess with the DNA, didn't try and chemically alter what God created in the original place? You know, He created you perfect as you are, and someone convinced you, well, to mutilate yourself basically, but to alter what God knitted together. You try to alter it. Maybe that's what it means. I've got no idea. But when you look at like the 5%ers, racist nutters, but 5%ers, 144,000 of them. Well, if they're 5% of the earth, then that's more than 144,000 for starters. Unless they're lying about how many people are here. I mean, they can't possibly know where everybody is, right? There's masses of jungle and villages and tribes and stuff all over the world. I'm sure they haven't gone and done a census. Can you sign here? We're gonna add council tax onto your jungle bills. You know what I mean? They're just gonna get effed off, right? So yeah, it does ponder the question: who are the 144,000? Is it an algorithm? Is it a percentage of people? Is it the strands of DNA? I've got no idea. I do know that I trust God though, and it's all in His hand. He's got the whole world in His hands. He's got the whole world. He's got the whole world in His hands. It's entirely up to our Heavenly Father, what goes on here. Even JC said he didn't know when the end was coming. Only God knew what time that would be. When his patience runs out. When enough people are walking back and forth, dead and living, and beckoning His name, I think He's just going to go right. But I just have this feeling, it's like a gut instinct, it's going to take so many souls to beg Him, to plead with Him, to pray for Him to come. They did all of this just to hide Him. And it's that simple. Fecking Masons. With their gematria codes. What a bag of bollocks. Yes, I know it's all coded. But they change the code anytime they want. Just like they can change the outcome of a football game. Or a snooker match. Whatever. They control the horizontal, the vertical and the diagonal. They love to show their nipples. They love to roll up one trouser leg and do funny handshakes and symbols. They love the number 33. They love the colour orange because it's 33 in gematria. Jiddu Krishnamurti. Jesus said you'll know them by their fruits. In this case, it's oranges. Jiddu Krishnamurti. Yeah, they make people suffer. They want everybody to lose their faith in God. But after all they've done, it didn't work, did it? And everything they've done to us, it didn't work. Why? Why didn't it work on us? And the only answer I can come up with is because you care. The rest of the world does not care, Ange. They'll be lovers of themselves, God said. Copy. Paste. 5, 6 times the female gate. It's all of them, no exceptions. Tweet. Dun, 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 dun. Da, 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 da. Da, da, da. Who did I just do? Jiddu Krishnamurti. Jiddu. There you are. By request. Jiddu Krishnamurti. Oh no, that's not his name, is it? Why would you do that? Ursh. Give me it again. Because I can't spell that. Copy. Paste. And post to Facebook. Right, that's tweeted. That's posted. My lover stands on golden sands. Let's come back to you guys. And there we are. Downloads. Let's get rid of these pics. Jiddu. Thanks for playing CSI with me. Corolla Racket. What a name! Oh, it's definitely a racket. I know our father is real too, Andrew. That's why when I walk through the valley of the shadow of the internet, I shall fear no trolls. They came, they lied, they got kicked. Bye! Right, who's next? Oh, it's this dude that let a load of people from another country come into his country. Upset them all. What's his name? Corolla Racket. Never heard of him. Apparently he's a captain of a boat. Look at that nose! You got a big schnoz, mate. You got a right ooter. A right ooter on you, I say. What a beak. Corolla Racket. It is a racket. It's all a racket. If you haven't understood this yet, it's all one big scam. Everything. You know what's really going to get to everyone when they find out they helped kill off their own friends and family with bad advice. We're all in trouble for it. For example, I told my son he was a monkey on a spinning ball. If I'd left this earth, right, and got to God without knowing the truth, and the minute you're in God's presence, he rewinds to that moment you're talking to your own child and saying, yeah, there's no God, mate. You're a monkey. You're descended from a monkey. You live on a spinning ball where water sticks to it. Miraculously, sticks to it. That fits like a fucking glove, doesn't it? That just went in like a glove, that did. Miraculously sticks to it while spinning in 4 different directions. You can't feel any of it. You can't see any of it. But yet you believed it. Your faith was strong, but you needed proof. It turns out that forensics is the only truth I ever needed. I didn't know. I don't need a book to know that God's real. Right? When people start blating about the book being the whole word of God, no, I don't believe. I'm sorry, I don't believe that. You're having a giraffe. A man wrote that book in memory of God. I'd like to see the original version of it. That's what I'd like to see, not the one they give us. I'd like to see the whole book as is. Because they hid the truth in plain sight. They told you that God was real in every country, and then they split it into loads of different religions to cause anger between each faction, religion. My God's the right God, your God's not the right God. God's God, full stop. God is God. Just because your country, your Masons, wrote the scriptures differently, translated it differently, you want to hate on your own fellow man just because his belief of God is different to yours. God is God, full stop. I don't care who you are, where you come from in the world, God is God. It means the same thing. The Creator. Your faith is strong enough to know there is one. I lived 40 years of my life without an iota of a soul. Well, I can't say an iota because there was times that I prayed to God for help, even though I had no faith. Call it a gut instinct. And like I said, I've got occasions in my life where only me and him spoke. Nobody knows what I said to him apart from me and him. So when I meet him, he can play that back right at me, and I know it's him that I was speaking to. Satan can't be everywhere at once. It's all about hiding in the shadows. So he can't be in the open like God is. God's awesome. Absolutely awesome. He's got a lot of patience. More than I've got, that's for sure. I'd have sent the second wave, I would have. Fire and brimstone, stars falling from the skies. I'd have already done it. I'd have had enough. But he wants as many people, living and dead, to come to him, or come back to him at least, of their own free will. That's what happened with me. I came back to God of my own free will. Nobody told me. I wasn't, you know what I mean? I watched Dave Murphy's Biggest Lie of All. And Dave don't do Jesus. Dave drinks her own piss and spits on Jesus, but refers to God. He refers to Jesus as like a middleman. Yeah, it's God's link. You were severed from God by your own free will, if you like. It wasn't your own free will, but your own, what's the word I'm looking for? Inhibitions. The things that inhibit you from acknowledging the true creation that we live on. I don't know, you can call them flaws. Everybody's got one, right? Everybody has a flaw. Nobody's perfect. Well, JC was perfect, but nobody's perfect. And God knew this. And it's only by great mercy that he let mankind continue after the last shit show when he flooded the place. Imagine that, out of all the people on earth, 8 of them got on that boat. 8! It's just like, oh my, how many millions of people were here, do you think, when he did that? That didn't care back then. And it was written, there's nothing new under the sun. It was going to happen again. Only this time, Jesus ain't coming with loves and kisses. He's coming with a million angels. God is going to send an army, a righteous one. Instead of even the wars are fake, the armies are fake. I don't know how much of the army is fake. Certainly all the top brass. And as Shawnee found that wonderful picture of the Queen's Guard, where every single one of them is a woman, you've got to ask yourself how much of that is real. You know, I don't believe in any of it. I'm telling you now. You go to World War II and there's like 10 hours worth of footage before it all starts repeating. Bearing in mind they had full motion pictures. Right, think about this. You can film all them black and white movies, even through the First World War, in good high quality film, But when you go look at that footage, it's all grainy and bitty and shitty. It's meant to make it look old, right? You know, when you get them bits on the tape, I don't know what you call it, because it's a film, not a digital recording. You get like dust and stuff and hairs on the pictures, and you see it come through to make it look old. But they were taking perfect pictures. There's a perfect picture of Abraham Lincoln, 1776 or whatever. There's a perfect picture of him in 1776. I don't know what the resolution on the camera was, but it's perfect, right? But yeah, when it comes to the First and Second World War, it's just grainy, crappy, and then you've got the English voice. Hello, just remember when the bomb's going off to climb in the bomb shelter. Underground, stay safe. Stay safe. Jerry can't get you. All the propaganda that came with it. If you've still got a grandma and you ask them what happened during the war, my nana said she was moved away and she never saw anything. She came back and a few buildings were bombed and whatever in Grimsby, but that was it. She went to the countryside. When she came back, it was all, you know, restarting, if you like. But I wish my nana was still alive. I'd love to pick her brains now. I'd love to pick her brains about what they taught her at school. Did she know the world was flat back then? Was it a thing? Oh gosh, so many questions I'd love to ask my nana. And my granddad. I never got to speak to my granddad. He was dead before I grew up. So I never really knew my granddad. But I'd love to speak to him on both sides, you know. And I think that's why they kill off. Once you reach 65, you're a useless eater to them, right? That's all you are. You've done your duty. Well, you've done it. You've done all your usefulness to them has just disappeared at that age, and they just want rid of you. So, imagine if people do live to over 100 years old without them interfering with bodies and, you know, pharmaceuticals, etc. You'd have so much information to look through, speaking to your elders, which we don't get now. You know, you're lucky if your nana. I never knew my great nana. I don't know about any of you. If you had 5 generations in your family, but as far as I'm concerned, I agree with a lot of stuff on the information on food and that. It's not nutritious, it's not good for you. Everything's a whole load of potent, when mixed together, concoction for us to eat. I remember when I was growing up, when I was a little boy, nearly everybody had an allotment. I remember that. Fred, my nana, even if they didn't have an allotment, they grew their own food somewhere. Even if it was just mint, they grew something. But that art's been lost, right? There's not many gardeners left in the world. We're not taught to garden, are we, and farm our own foods. So the nutrition, you don't know what you're getting, right? You just have to trust what they're giving you. All this stuff about 3D printed meat, I think they've already been doing it, mate. I don't know how long. I think they've already been doing it. I was watching one the other day. It was repackaged beef or whatever, 3D printed, and the butcher couldn't tell the difference when he was cutting it up and he got a slab. He couldn't tell the difference, which is a bit scary, right? If the butcher can't tell the bloody difference. But like we said, we are going to find out the truth. Whatever that may be, everything that was done in the dark will be brought into the light for everybody to be, for everybody to have a chance to consume, you know. If they care, they care, and if they don't, they don't. But when God finally clicks his fingers, turns the light on this place, that'll be it. I think it's amazing that he gives us all a chance, you know, and lets it continue. Like I said, that's a lot of patience. A lot of patience. I heard you. I'll bet he gives a kiss. Corolla Racket. Da, 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 da. Somewhere beyond the sea, she's there waiting for me. Da, 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 da. Da, da, da. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. This one shocked me. I love that when they actually think there's gonna be someone real left in celebrities. I've covered 14,000. There's no way there's anybody left. I'd have found someone by now, wouldn't I? There's no exceptions. People keep writing. That's the same as challenging me. When you write on my timeline, it's 97% of them. There are rare exceptions. Name them. Don't put your opinion on my timeline without proof of what you're saying. Because you're going to get oofed. You're going to get booted. Hello, Marlies. Hello, Brian. Yeah. My Nana was a very earthly woman. As if Vegas has crashed. 1 second. Got funny around. 1 second. Fade that one in. Cancel. Task manager. Vegas. No, not OBS. Vegas. End task. Let's open Vegas again. Yeah, I remember getting taken to allotments as a young boy with my nana's friends and my mum's granddad, who I only briefly met. So he would have been, what, 4th generation? No, he'd have been great-granddad, yeah. His name was Grandad Cabbages and Beetroot, because that's what he grew. He grew cabbages and beetroot. That's what everybody called him. Grandad Cabbages and Beetroot. They all called him it. It wasn't just because he was our granddad. Everybody called him Grandad Cabbages and Beetroot. It's funny, isn't it? Right, let me come back. Oh, balls. Oh, yeah. 1 second. I didn't open up Vegas properly. Now I've got to put those faces back in. 1 second. Let me reapply the timeline. Ads. Where are you? Ads. Skulls. Is it skulls? No, it's faces. Faces. There they are. Dum dum. Dum dum dum. Dum dum. Dum dum dum. Boom, 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 boom. Right, we've got two faces. What else do I need? I need the gate. There's the gate. I need the mints. There's my mints busters. I need the logo. That'll be on the desktop. Oh no, don't you do that. Is there anything else? No, that's it. I just need to measure up the skulls. 1 second. Whoop, whoop. My lover stands on golden sands and watches the ships that go sailing. Bum 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 bum. Oh, where's that gone? Did I leave it? Dickhead. I'll tell you what is nice though. I didn't think I'd like being on Facebook again, but my friends are starting to see it. It started with just for one or two, but now they're talking about it and saying it. It must be scaring some of my older friends who were, you know, totally mocking and horrid. It must be scaring them to hear other friends now saying the earth is flat. He was right. Water doesn't bend. He was right. God is definitely real. There's not many of them saying that yet. Actually, no, Sean did say that. Sean did have very astute awareness that God is real. Do 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 do. Right, let's play ball. Who's next? Downloads. Let's get rid of Corolla Rocket. Right, who's this? Adriano Panetta. Another Facebook request. Adriano Panetta, that's it. Tennis player. Apparently. Grandma. I think we've all had demons in our lives without knowing. What gets me is, right, the elite, they know that God's real, right? They know He's almighty and all powerful. Why would you even tempt the Lord? Why? If you know that He's real, why would you even tempt Him? And the only answer I could think of is that you're right, and they're possessed. These people are possessed by demons or something. Something that's not normal, natural, the way God intended. Some of them fit that bill, or that description perfectly. The ones that I used to think were like the demons, the Peter Sutcliffe, the Jeffrey Dahmer, the serial killers, they're just made up. those were the ones that I had disdain for growing up, you know. Again, watching television, reading newspapers, listening to peers, going to school, all of this culminates in a very subtle brainwashing, right? That you, until it's pointed out that the magician has done a magic trick on you, you really are oblivious to it, right? I don't think I would have ever noticed that the world was flat. I really don't, unless someone had pointed it out, which they did. But even saying that, when I watched that flat earth video, I didn't know it was a flat earth video, and 10 minutes into it I knew the world was flat and God was real without them even telling me anything. All they showed me was Occam's razor is the least amount of variables is the truth. You know, when you've eliminated the improbable, impossible, whatever's left, no matter how improbable, is the truth. Sherlock Holmes. I don't know if my IQ would have noticed that the world was flat on my own. It took Occam's razor showing me that green screen can be faking stuff, and then I watched bankers walking into a school and selling a school a different map. The countries were the wrong sizes, in the wrong places, and the whole map was distorted. And 10 minutes into that movie, without mentioning water's level, spinning earth, nothing. It mentioned nothing about the flat earth. I knew I wasn't spinning. It was like, to this day I don't know how I worked it out. I don't. It's a miracle. And in that miracle, I saw the miracle of life. I saw God. For the first time in my life, I had nowhere to go, you know, with answers. Like, oh no, making excuses up. I had nowhere to go. The only answer was, God is real. And the moment I knew that God was real, and it only took 10 minutes for this to happen, it literally felt like I was jacked into the universe, into electricity, into the mains of consciousness, whatever you want to call it. It felt like an out-of-body experience. And in an instant, from hysterical laughter, because the joke is massive, you know, when you realise the world's flat, someone's had you over a barrel, and you realise, water's level, I'm not spinning, the world's flat. It made me hysterical, laughter. I don't know how long it lasted for, but it hurt. My guts were literally hurting. I couldn't laugh anymore. I was hurting. I'd laughed that hard and hysterically. And then as soon as my laughter stopped, it was like a flicker book of memories, and the very last flicker book picture that I see after war, famine, death, homelessness and all the things they've caused, I saw Jesus on a cross. And in that instant, that very, very instant that I saw Christ, I knew God was real. The message, the Christ message, that I'd seen on video and films and churches and stuff, messages from Christ, it all became a very real reality for me. And I considered myself to be a smart guy. Well, I am. I'm smarter than most of all of my friends. I was the first one. I realised the earth was flat before them. I realised dinosaurs didn't exist before. Everything I did before them. I realised God was real before them. And it's not a bragging, boasting thing. It's just, it's what God intended for me to see Him. I can't tell you what God's will is for you, but His will for me was to know that He was there to know that he existed, not to feel like an insignificant speck of dust in a lonely world, because that's what they push on you, isn't it? It's a lonely world. Oh no, it's not. It's a wonderful world if you've got God in your life. Changes the way you look at things, the way you talk to people. When it comes to a troll on the internet, I don't have no time for you. I don't care. All I want to do is talk to a real, natural person, not your inverted dystopia, or your sick and twisted, deluded ideals. I don't want to know about any of it. I don't want to talk about bottom surgeries. Go do the research, troll. Yeah. But you already know the answer. You just want to instill images into people's minds that shouldn't be there, like the movies did. The Chucky movies, watching a little child doll killing people, watching a child kill people, and vice versa, people killing the child doll, which allegedly was played out in England with Jamie Bulge, which is a bag of bollocks. They made that up and all. All the missing children, it's bollocks. All of it. They've got the technology underground for breeding farms. You don't need to take children from the upper world when you can grow them down below in the bottom world, right? Out of the way. In these underground bunkers. You could do all of that, right? Again, God warned them. Rich man, poor man, it won't matter. You can hide in caves, hide wherever you want. There'll be nowhere to go when God gets here. Not for none of us. But for some of us, we won't be in fear of our Father, will we? We won't be gnashing our teeth when He gets here, because we already saw Him coming, right? The beauty that is God, and it is just the concept of God is so beautiful, it's unbelievable. You wouldn't believe it was real. You'd think you was a monkey on a spinning ball, rather than accept that you were created not only lovingly and fearfully, but that He knew you was going to make mistakes, and He knew you was going to sin, but He still loved you, and He still gave you this life in the hope that your own free will, your own faith would find your way back to Him in whatever manner, whether it come from Dave Murphy or Michelle. It don't matter who it bollocks. It don't matter who it came from. You got some truth from one of these people. You're gonna have to admit it. I did. All my information came from these people, right? All the lies came from them as well, but all the truths I learned along the way came from these people. Because people keep asking me, are they all bad? I don't know. Are they all soulless? I don't know. Are they all evil? I've got no idea. Certainly the ones I met were fucking evil. They'll lie to your face. Absolutely satanic demons. I'm telling you now. But are all of them like that? I don't know. I felt a lot of pain in Jibby's voice. She knew, because it was a girl, not a boy, she knew that they were going to do what they did in my home with Raish. She knew. She was drunk and she was spilling the beans. I remember the night, and she was so upset. She was like, I never want to lose you as a friend and all this. I'm like, we're never going to fall out, Jibby. Oh, but we did. As soon as I realised that she was part of the taking of Raish, the kidnapping of Raish. I fell out with everyone. Everyone got it. I didn't trust. Now, why would I trust a load of numpties that I'd met through flat earth, etc.? Like Ray says, just pixels on a screen. But in that same breath, I came into this arena as a natural man fighting them all. So there must be other natural men and natural women doing the same thing. And that's where the 144,000 comes into this, because there aren't many natural men and women that are going to stand up for God. They're not. I look at this world and it's so godless. It's so godless. Adriano Panata. No, I don't know how to spell that. 1 second. Panata, double T. Adriano Panata. Panata. Did that put that in there? No, that's Adriano Panata. Save. See, all our friends and family have got the information, whether it was from us or not. They went and looked at some stuff, they looked at videos. You know, they had the chance to reconcile their losses with God, right? They had the same chance we did. Only God's mercy can save them, right? Only their own free will can save them, but only God's mercy is going to grace them with truth. And maybe next time someone else will have a better chance because of the things you did and said to your friends and family. Whoever the next person is that talks to them about these things, whether it be a stranger or another family friend that works out, it's like you wear the softening blow. Because when this hit me, it hit me hard. It really did. There was no softening blow. I was literally knocked out of my own mind. Adriano Panata. Adriano Panata. Yes, and I need that one. Copy and paste. Pushed 5 times the female gate. It's all of them, no exceptions. Tweet. That was a Facebook request, so let's go and do that. Hi, can I send you my real photo for you to do the test? Because I think I fit more into a men's triangle. No, sorry. I won't. No, I don't do personal requests like that, I'm sorry. I'm only interested in the EGIs. I'm only interested in famous people. I'm not interested in you or your sister, your brother, your neighbour, your boss. I'm not interested. Sorry. This is that's your walk that you've got to take if that's what you want to do. I had to learn for myself that at least 20 of the people I know in my life are secretly flipped. At least 20. I can name at least 20 that I've met, been friends with, done parties for, visited them, you know. If I was surrounded by them, there'd be more than 20 that I'd be spotting, right? If people were saying, let's just say it's 75% of the world, there's only 25% naturals, then 3/4 of my friends would be secretly flipped, and I'd just take a picture of them and the wife, or the wife and the husband. I'd look at them, and it'd just jump off the page at me, right? Somewhere beyond the sea, somewhere waiting for me, Adriano, by request. By request. Adriano Panata. Now, I'm not saying that you're not surrounded by them. I can't say that because I'm not in your town. I'm not doing the investigations you're doing. The easiest way to do that is go and film people in your own town, come home, slow down the film to 25% and watch, and you'll soon see. In my town, it's not that case. In every video I've watched from Charlie Veach, and he goes all over England, it's not the case. I've seen Alan Wicker, Carl Pilkington travel around the world, and don't get me wrong, there are some flip-flops in those documentaries that they do, but when they're filming people on the street, the masses, I literally see normal people. I only see naturals. I don't see men crossing legs over. I don't see women marching with big shoulders. I don't see any of that. I just see normal, natural folk. What fun would it be for them all if it was all of them around the world? I mean, everybody, and it was just a handful of real people. Yeah, it just makes no sense. They want the masses, the naturals, to fail in God's eyes. That's the whole plan. To have you believe a lie. Even if it's a single lie, right? You get to meet the Creator and he goes, Satan told you a lie. Satan did this to you. Satan did that to you. And all your life you never ever noticed. But you did. You did notice. The rest of the world is not going to be as lucky as you are, Ange. They're not going to be as lucky as you because, you know, they didn't care. They didn't want to know. That's the truth. They don't want to know if God's real. They don't want to meet him. Well, I do. And I'm not happy with the wicked world and the wicked life they gave me. I made many mistakes in my life. And I'm sorry for them, Father. I really am. But I can't change it. I was born into a world where I didn't know what was happening. I was told one thing and found out it's another. I was told I was descended from monkeys and creation's a bag of bollocks. And now I realise that being descended from monkeys is a bag of bollocks. And I'm 100% sure, 100. I'm 1,000. I'm a million, thousand mountain. I'm a trillion, billion % positive that God is real. And to help me change over the last 10 years and adapt to this, I was given Christ to teach me myself mercy. Because I'm going to ask for it from God, right? How can I ask God for mercy when I can't be merciful myself? That would make me hypocritical, right? Lucia Bose. I don't know how you say it. It's a big square-headed dude, though. I never want to lose sight of God ever again. I understand the scriptures. I was blind and now I can see. I lost sight of God. I lost sight of everything. And why? Why do they do this? Because it's a scorpion and frog situation. They just are, you know, inherently liars. Just like their father before them, right? The father of lies, Satan. Satan is the father of lies, and you are of your father. Again, I shouldn't listen to this book that was written by the Masons, but there's a whole load of truth in that book that was translated. It wasn't written by them. It was translated by them. There's an original book somewhere. There's an original Bible somewhere with so much truth. I just want to read it. Well, I'll have someone read it to me. I don't read very good. I don't take information in when I read it. I don't. I have to listen to it. I have to hear it mnemonically, sound, or visually. And then it all starts, it's easier for me to digest. When I have to read it from a book, it's just, I don't know if it's because it's my own voice talking in my head. But I don't listen to myself. I think I've only read one book cover to cover. 2 books. I read 2 books in my whole life cover to cover. I'm not kidding you. In my whole life I've only ever read 2 books from start to finish. One of them was Day of the Jackal, a thriller where they killed the French president. And it was weird because as I read it and I was reading it as a 19-year-old man, young man, I was envisioning it. As I read the story, I was envisioning it in my mind. And it was a movie that I'd already seen, Day of the Jackal. I can't remember which version of it I watched. But as he read it, it was like I was watching the movie again. It was so it was a surreal feeling that I recalled seeing this movie as a young boy. And then, 12 years later, I'm reading it. And it all came flooding back. It was really weird. It was a weird moment. And the other one I read, believe it or not, was Remo. Remo, the one where he runs across the water. I read that as well. They're the only 2 books I've ever read cover to cover. And I only read them because I was in prison. I only read them because I was in the nick. But they're the only 2 books that I've ever read in my life, Remo and Day of the Jackal. The only other book that I've literally sat through from beginning to end, but I didn't read it, I listened to it, audio, is the Bible. That is the only other book, and I think it was a Scoresby, it was like 6 hours long to read the Bible to me. But I've never wanted to learn so much. When I realised God was real, I've never wanted this much knowledge and understanding. But with it comes a power, right? Your knowledge of these things. And I can be brutal with the truth. I really can. But I think that's what he gave me all this time, this decade, to mould myself, if you like. He gave me all this time. We have all the time in the world. He gave us time. It's a great healer to rectify our wrongs, so that when we do meet him, we can do it with our heads held high instead of. Imagine I die, right, and I don't know none of this, and I go to meet God, and he starts playing it all back, the sins I've committed, going right back, stealing stuff when I was a kid, every single thing I've ever done wrong. You'd just be like, firstly, you'd be gutted, you'd be shamed, right? You'd be in shame of your own intelligence, firstly, that you didn't even recognise creation, that you ignored it. I think that'd shame you a bit. But you've got to come to accept that he gave you free will, right, to do as you want, believe what you want. But because you were created in his image, trusting, you are the sheep, right? You're the sheep. Jesus, who refers to you as the sheep. You're trusting. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? It's not a sin to be a trusting person. In fact, it's more of a grace, right? Are you hungry, Ray?
Yeah.
Are you hungry?
I want to be bothered.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Are you going for tea? Are you going for tea?
Yeah.
Right, I'm guessing I'm eating on my own then.
Oh, what is you going to have?
Shut up, I'm having black bean. I'm going to have beef and black bean sauce now.
Oh, it's in Chinese, yeah.
You going on your bike?
Yeah, I will be.
Lucia Bose. Lucia Bose. Lucia Bose. Lucia Bose.
Hello, fathead.
You're going to show your mum your dirty shag stamp.
No, she sees him, she sees him, she don't. Right, I'll see you in a few hours.
So have a good time. I heard you whistle out. You'll do it to him walking out the door, but you won't do it to me, will you? Divvy. We'll all be ashamed of the atrocities that happened because we didn't care. And the whole world will be ashamed. You won't be on your own. It's that knock-on effect, right? DMX, let's have you.
Convenient time for the rain to kick in.
Is it? I'll take you in the car if you want.
Do what?
I'll take you in the car if you want.
What, lift?
Yeah.
Can do. I'll save me getting soaked.
How are you getting back though?
Probably the same way.
What do you mean? Yeah, you can shut up. Probably the same
What do
way.
you mean?
I'll take you. You can walk back.
No.
Shove the bike in the back boot then.
Oh yeah, I can do. Yeah, but it don't fit, does it? So you'll have to tie it down and do all that shit again.
It doesn't matter.
I'd rather just get a lift there and back or just bike there and back.
Right, bike there and back there.
Lazy bastard. You want to give your son a little ride in the car?
Oh, here we
and
go.
Back.
Oh, you're going to make me feel bad.
Well, I'm the one biking in the rain, so...
Just the biking in the rain. I'll tell you what, son, right? I biked everywhere when I was your age. In the rain, in the snow. I did it all with a Nintendo SNES in my back, man.
Yeah.
So, Shut your face. Get it done. You're 19 years
I
old.
got myself to look at. I'm not 19. I'm
You're
not even 18.
17
right?
years old.
So what it is, yeah, is I got myself to look all nice and presentable, and then I've got to go out and get absolutely drenched, get all my clothes ruined, get my hair ruined, and then look like a drowned rat for the rest of the afternoon. Because you ain't getting the car and give me a lift. So yeah.
Right, I'll get in the car and give you a lift.
You're gonna have to give me another one back.
Sure, you can walk.
No.
Only if it's raining.
I'm not walking from bloody Willers to here.
Yeah, you can do if it's not raining.
No.
Well, put your bike in the car then.
No, because then I'm just. What's the point in that? Why don't you just give me a lift?
I'll give you a lift and then you can ride back.
You
No, you can ride back.
Why can't you give me a lift back?
I'll put the bike in the car and you can ride back.
Why can't you give me a lift back?
50-50, mate. I'll give you one way and you can ride back.
Yeah, well, that don't fit in the car, so it's a faff.
Yeah, it does.
It don't, it's a faff.
We can drop the seats and we can get it in there.
Yeah, and the boot stays open.
So, I can tie it down.
Yeah, that's all faff. Why don't you just give me a lift there and back, and then I don't...
Why don't you just
Look,
do it?
I've got a slow punny
my
anyway.
God.
I've got a slow punny, so the more I go out on that, the less time I'm going to be able to get to...
Tell you what, right? When I had a slow punch, I used to fix the... I nearly swore then.
Yeah,
I used to fix it.
I'll just pull an inner tube out my bum, won't I? Yeah. No, I don't have an inner tube.
This is punch and repair kits in there.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's a slow puncture
here
or
we
not,
go.
but for some reason, every time I go out, the air and the pressure is so much lower than the first time I went out.
Yeah, do you know why? Because you ride around on soft tyres.
Yeah, no, I pumped them up at my mum's.
If your tyres were solid, it wouldn't happen.
They are solid tyres.
No, they're not.
I pumped the tyres up.
You so lie.
No, I pumped the tyres up at my mum's, yeah?
Right.
Because I was testing to see if the slow punning was in the back or the front, right?
I'm going to check your front tyre right now.
Front tyre's fine. Front tyre's solid. You touch that, I think it's where you can go into it. Yeah, that's solid, isn't it?
Soft.
No, it isn't, that's solid.
Yeah, it is.
Right,
Look,
turn it
my
back.
finger, look.
Turn it back.
My
Turn it
fingers
back.
are going in.
Turn it back.
Yeah, that one's really
Look at that.
soft.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
But that one's still soft.
yeah, that one just needs
So it's not solid.
That'll need
So it's not solid.
Yeah, it's
That's
not
why
bother.
it punches.
That's not bother.
Because it can go in a soft tyre, but when it's solid, it just flicks it off.
Yeah, and then when you smash into a curb, it explodes.
No, shut
Yeah, it does.
up. It's not even raining. Do your riding.
It is
You've
raining.
lost the
It is
debate.
raining.
You've lost the debate.
It is raining. It's either a lift
It's
there,
not
lift
raining.
back, or I bike here and back in the rain. I guess I'm biking and back in the rain.
Yeah. He nearly won that conversation. Well, he did win it. He didn't want to ride back, lazy twat. Could have had a lift there, look, Ange. Right, Dad, right, I'll tell you what, at the age of 7, I could fully dismantle my bike's front tyres, front and back, change punctures, and put it all back together. At the age of 7, I could do that. Oh, that's game over, isn't it, DMX? I love it when the bald. Do we need any more? Go on then, just a little bit. Ooh, just a little bit. Ooh, a little bit more. Ja, Schnauf. Bum, 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 bum. I can see ya, little fair ball. Kiss, kiss, kiss. Kiss, kiss, kiss. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. DMX. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Look at that stagger. Do you have plastic pigs over there, Angie? Do you know what a plastic pig is? Have you ever heard of it? You don't know what a plastic pig is? So this is a plastic pig, Reliant Robin. This is a plastic pig. I don't know if you have them in America. Right there, look, Ange. That's a plastic pig. Can you see it? So basically, it's not a car. You can drive this car, which is not a car, on a bike license because it's a three-wheeler, look. 2 wheels at the back and 1 little one at the front. You don't have these, do you, in America? So this is a plastic pig. There it is, look, Ange. Look at the size of it. So that's a plastic pig. A 3-wheel car, yeah? So when I was growing up, I got into quite a lot of trouble. Probably the most famous one in the world, Trotters Independent Traders. So, when I was a young boy and I got in trouble, an 18 one, look at that. I like that. Even though I shouldn't, it's a plastic pig. Oh look, a little fire engine one. So basically, you can see how big it is, right? The size of the thing. And it's made of plastic, Ange. It's made of fiberglass. So it's really, really lightweight, the thing itself. You wouldn't want to, let's put it like this, Ange. You would not want to be in a car crash. Even at 30 miles an hour, you wouldn't want to be in that at 30 miles an hour. So I knew these two fat lads. I knew these two fat lads called Mike and Neil, and they were naughty lads. Especially Mike. Mike was not. He was an older boy. He was older than me and Neil. He was his older brother. There's a DeLorean version of it. Look, unbelievable. Yeah. Anyway, so look at the size of it, Ange. So I don't know how old would I have been. I don't know, 10 or 11. Mike would have been about 14, 15. But Mike was really fat, right? I mean, immensely fat. For a 15-year-old boy, he was super strong and super fat. And Neil was not far behind, and both of them were fat boys. They came knocking. Come on, we got something we want to show you. They had a Reliant Robin, they had a plastic pig. And what they'd done, right, because Mike was so fat, look at the size of it, Ange. Mike was so fat. There's a good picture. Mike was so fat, they ripped out the front seats of the plastic pig and they were sat in the back. We were all sat in the back. I was in between two fat lads on the back seat of one of these. I want a really good close-up of the inside of one. Look how easy it is to tip them over, right? And you know where this is going, don't you? So I got in one of these with two fat lads who had ripped out the front seats so they could fit in the back. And I kid you not, the minute he jammed his foot on the accelerator. Bearing in mind, I had no concept of physics at the time, but it should have been bloody obvious. There were three of us on the back seat of a three-wheeler, and he hit the accelerator. The damn thing just did a wheelie. It was so funny. Just straight over onto its back. Because it's made of plastic, that's why they call it a plastic pig. They just fall over. Angie, right, a 10-year-old boy could tip that car over, basically. Yeah. With the right pivot. Hell, I've seen two men push a van over, a full tranny van, so a little plastic pig van is no problem. Is that a modern day version of it? Is that really a modern day Reliant? Well, that was Chinese. It's a Chinese version of it. Oh, I quite like that. Let's have a look at the inside. Ah, it's got more space than a plastic pig. Oh, that's got way more space than a plastic pig. Look at the size of a plastic pig. It's tiny. Basically, it's a trike. It's a trike with a shell suit on it. It was so funny. Three of us, two fat lads, me jammed in between them, and the minute he hit it, the thing just flipped. Physics. Don't put all the weight in the back of a car. Right, anyway. Before you put me off, I was doing DMX. Plastic pigs. Look at your little beady eye looking at me. You love that last note, don't you? Well, gets it every time. I've got hiccups. allowed. Are we? He's a whistle. Look at your little head. Can't be tired yet, can I? How long did I have? I only had about 3 hours. Could be. Skull DMX. DMX. Save. Get off. Let's go back there. Tweet. DMX. Where are you? There you are. Paste, female, 5, it's all of them. Thanks for playing CSI. Tweet. We can also Facebook this one, it was a Facebook request. Desktop, DMX. By request, DMX. By request, DMX. Have I really only done 5 memes? 5 memes in nearly 2 hours? How's that possible? Usually I do like 7 an hour. I've only done 5. How is that even possible? I'm not paying attention, I can't be. Right, skates on. Live. Let's get back there. Uh-oh, it's not a good sign I started yawning. Downloads. Rudolf Nureyev. You got this weird looking face in the world. Yeah. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, bum. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da. Oh, there we go. Let's get that one. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Yes. Next. Okay, alright, Rudolph. Oh. No. No. Yes. Still fail. It's the most wonderful time of the year. He looks like Dylan Mulvaney coming down the stairs. Rudolph Nureyev, who would have known? Goodbye, Puss in Boots. Puss in Boots. Hidden in plain sight. She's electric. She's in a family full of eccentrics. I've got a bunged up nose again, I don't know why. She's electric. She's in a family full of eccentrics. We're a family full of eccentrics. Rudolph Nureyev, let me go get his name. Rudolph Nureyev. Copy. Yes, I know Vegas. I've put it in the bin. Paste. Rudolph Nureyev Huang. She done things I never expected. Rudolph Nureyev. Yeah, I've got his name. Why is spelled? Paste. There we go. Doo-doo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's all of them. Thanks for playing the CSI. And it was a Facebook request, so let's post it there. Wind up. Do. By request, yeah. By request, Rudolph Nureyev. Paste. There you go. When it posts, anytime today, sweetheart. Do. Goodbye. Yes. No. Yes. Right, that's that one past it. Let's have the next one. Actually, I'm going to go have dinner. I'm going to call that my quota. Day's it, Friday. We'll be back later with a live show, live requests. Catch you then. Just remember, God loves you, and you were born in an inside out, upside down, back to front, tipsy topsy world. Thanks.